Welcome to the tutorial on installing and running the Equator Evaluator. Git clone our repository. Download Ollama and register with Gerok, and open router to download your API keys. Create a .env from our template and add your API keys. Create a Python virtual environment. Utilize pip to install our requirements. Launch main.py to set up the Equator Evaluator. Important: execute only one step at a time. Do this by uncommenting and recommending the steps you want to execute. In our main.p, you can populate the models you like to evaluate. You can also define which models you want to act as your evaluators. At the moment, we support LLaMA and Gerok as our evaluators. In our next release, we will give you more options. Open a terminal to run the app. Let's switch over and configure our main.py. You are welcome to adjust the code. Choose which models you want as your Ollama or Gerok evaluators. Edit the benchmark name to your preference. The benchmark date time is essential since the app will focus on a specific date when you run your benchmark on. If you want to go back to a particular benchmark, comment out the current date time and pick another date time value. Let me show you the sample run using the current date time. Remember to have only one value listed in the execution steps at a time. In our first option, we will select Ollama as our evaluator and Gerok as our student API. Here we can add any models that are supported by the respective API. Let's run the Equator. Open a terminal and execute the following. Let's run the benchmark with the current date time. In each run, we refresh your vector DB to avoid duplications. We now have a Chroma vector store. Our vector database is populated on the linguistic benchmark JSON file contents. You are welcome to add or change the questions and answers found in the linguistic benchmark JSON file. Just make sure you follow the format. Creating the Chroma vector store and uploading the JSON file takes the most time. Okay, the Equator application is processing the QA. We also create a log file you can review. We have now created a JSON with all the relevant data. This includes the original questions and answers, the evaluator's response, and scoring. Let's go back in time and run our analytics on a previous benchmark. Open the terminal and rerun the application. We are producing a few charts and analytics against our benchmark now. You have the option to name and save the charts. We can compare the token consumption against each benchmark. Lastly, we save the analytics in a CSV file and the most essential charts. Thank you for watching until the end.